Welcome back to my channel. Myself Dr. Urvashi Kumari, MDS in Prosthodontics. Today, let's study with me and see how to do processing of a denture in complete denture. Welcome back to my channel. After denture trial is done, we have to carefully demount the teeth arrangement along with cast and seal the limiting structure of the denture base with wax to the respective cast, maxilla to the maxilla, mandible to the mandible. To seal, we need to roll the wax sheet. After wax sheet is rolled, we have to heat wax knife. Pass the wax knife through the margins of limiting structures and rub the rolled wax over the wax knife. The wax will melt and go into the margins and the margins will be sealed. We have to do this carefully so that root carving is not disturbed. This is how it will look after sealing the margins. Anywhere we find denture is thin, we can add wax at this stage. The wax up is done in a way that denture and wax and the cast is attached to each other very properly so that it doesn't fall or move from its place. This is maxillary and mandibular wax up. We are checking for occlusion. Here, as you can see, the parts of flask is there. The lowermost part, the middle and the upper. The lowermost part we will fill the maxillary and in the other flask mandibular cast, which is waxed up. Then the middle part we will cover it and we will fill it with dental stone and plaster of Paris material, and after that we have to put cover. So coming here, the lowermost part of the flask we are filling with plaster. So over the plaster we have to put the waxed up cast. The margins of mandibular cast and the maxillary cast should be at the level of the flask. So after placing the waxed up denture in the flask, first layer will be in plaster. We are cleaning the excess with the wax knife and then we will wipe it off and finish it off with wet cotton. If we see carefully, the sulcus area and the flask margin are at the same level. It shouldn't be at the sulcus area shouldn't be at the higher level, because after putting the second flask there should be a definitive amount of gap between them. I'll tell you later. I'll show you later what gap I am talking about. Likewise, we have to do this for mandible as well. We will pour the plaster in the lowermost part of the flask, place mandibular cast over it, press the cast downward, and excess plaster oozing out will be removed with wax knife and polish the surface with wet cotton. So here we are placing the plaster in the lowermost part of the flask. Then we are placing the mandibular cast over that, pressing the cast in the downward motion. Excess plaster oozing out is removed with wax knife. This requires little patience. It is time taking, but if in a hurry we do, we will mess up the entire work and everything we have to repeat. So we have to have patience and slowly we have to do. Now we are polishing the plaster with wet cotton. So here when the second part of flask is covered, the teeth surface we have to check. It should not exceed the margin of the second part of the flask. It should remain below the margin of second part of the flask. After this we will apply separating media. We will apply on the entire area except for teeth surface. If in case we have applied over the teeth, we can wipe it off with a dry cotton. Separating media over the mandibular cast also, the waxed up denture. I generally apply two layers of separating media. See, I am checking for the height, the teeth, and second part of the flask height. There is a gap. So now for to fill the second part of the flask, we have to take plaster and dental stone in 1:1 ratio, and then we have to mix it and fill the entire flask. So now we are pouring the second part of flask with dental plaster and stone mix. We are tapping so that entrapped bubbles should come out. We will fill it with little more plaster and stone mix and cover this with the third part, which is its cover. Press it, remove the excess. Likewise we will do with the mandibular also. Now we are pouring it with plaster and stone mix. The second pour in the flask for the mandible. Once we will pour it completely, we will cover it with cover. Press it, remove the excess and press it with the flask. Press the flask with the clamp, and then we have to put it in boiling water. When we are putting it for dewaxing, we have to put in a boiling water. Later for acrylization, when we have to put in a normal water, and the water will heat up eventually, and then eventually it will be cold also. In this already boiling water, we have to put it in. Likewise, mandible is done. Then tighten the flask in the clamp. Put it in boiling water, which is 90 to 100 degrees Celsius hot boiling water for 5 to 7 minutes. This process is called dewaxing. In boiling water, when we put, the wax is melted and comes out. We are putting in boiling water. Take it out from boiling water and open it with clamp. Open the clamp first, then open the flask from the middle. Open the flask from the middle. See, by putting the wax knife, it's opened in two parts. The wax is melted. Remove the denture base. Teeth will be in one part of the flask and other part will have the master cast. Then pour the boiling water over that so that any impurity is washed away. Here the denture base of mandible is having a space because there was no space for teeth to arrange, so we have trimmed it out. I'm pouring the boiling water over this so that any impurity is washed. Not in too speed with or pressure on the teeth surface. Teeth should not move from its place. Other parts we have to put. Then apply the separating media on both the part of the flask except for teeth surface. Here also we will apply 2 layers of separating media. Then mix the heat cure monomer and polymer with the ratio 1:3, 1 part of monomer to 3 parts of polymer, and mix it and cover it and leave it and keep checking that it is in dough stage or not. So we are mixing monomer and polymer. Thick mix we have to make.
Don't make that room entertainment zone. Otherwise, I don't make it in my table there. You want that I coral pack and all. One table there. 2 minutes it will take me. Then the whole generation will curse you. Of your third year. They all will curse. Maybe did something. Want a curse? Behave yourself, sit and study there. I'll simply come if I find somebody on the phone, then you'll have it.
We will add polymer to the monomer.
Tomorrow you're not taking any patients? You're taking. Have you decided on
We have this measured thing in which when we fill it, this is sufficient for maxillary and mandibular complete denture. You can also keep any rubber bowl or anything which is you are confirmed like that is sufficient for maxillary and mandibular mix. You should not have shortage. Now it is in dough stage, so we will take it out in our hand.
In meter gauge, oral pack is highest here and transfer is down. Correct?
We'll mix it little bit with hand, kind of kneading.
Because they failed, you're getting scared. Third year people fail.
Dough stage mix, and after mixing we will make a circle for maxilla and cylindrical shape for the mandibular and keep it over that teeth area of the maxilla, teeth area of the mandible, and spread it and close it with the other part of the flask.
getting patience at least. So one primary impression, 5 minutes it will take. Then you can sit and read. No?
So for maxilla, we will make a circle and we will place all over the teeth area and the palate area. For maxilla, for mandible, we will make it in a cylindrical shape and cover the teeth area from one end to another. And we will cover it with the other part of flask which is having cast. We have to tightly press it. This also we have to put it in the clamp and tighten it as much as tight possible. Putting it in a water. Actually, do not place the flask for during acrylization directly into boiling water at the start. Raise the temperature gradually to prevent gaseous porosity. Allow the flask to bench cool at room temperature before deflasking to reduce warpage. So, for a long cycle, if you have time, you heat it, you keep it in a normal water, and for at 74 degrees Celsius till this much temperature, let it rise for 8 hours and leave it overnight. For short period, place the clamp in the normal water, let it heat till 74 degrees Celsius for 2 hours and 100 degrees Celsius for 1 hour, and you can take it out. After taking it out, open the clamp, open the flask. Don't hit the denture area, like over in the middle, don't hit, the denture will break. On the flask also, in the middle don't hit, because that pressure might go to denture and denture may break. From side you have to hit. This is the maxillary denture. Now we are taking out mandibular denture. So we have to trim the excess now. Till the limiting structures we have to keep. Anything excess we have to trim for maxilla and mandible both.
Hey, I told her like you also.
Now polish it with pumice, both of them. And tada! Are you ready to see the final denture? Like my video, please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching my video. Thank you.